So, most people have played through Pokémon Legends ZA by now, and I feel like you had the same question I did. How do we Nuzlocke it? Well, join me as we attempt the Pokémon Legends ZA Nuzlocke. Today, we arrive in Lumiose to meet our first partner on this challenge. But before we jump into the chaos, here are the rules I'm using for this playthrough. Number 1. If a Pokémon faints, it's considered dead. I have to release it or permanently box it, no second chances. 2. We get 1 encounter per wild zone, so every time we enter a new wild zone I only get 1 encounter for that entire zone. 3. The encounters are decided by a random wheel. Instead of just catching the first thing I see, I spin a wheel of possible encounters for that wild zone and whatever it lands on is my destined encounter. 4. Everything gets a nickname, no exceptions. If it battles for us, it gets a name, so make sure to leave suggestions in the comments down below. And 5, just the regular Nuzlocke stuff I haven't covered yet, you know the drill. With that out of the way, let's start the run. We start our journey as the train arrives in Lumiose City. Big buildings, crowded streets, and someone who stops us immediately when we walk out of the station. Here we meet Taunie, who is basically our first big connection in the city. She has that energy of, I know this place, let me show you around, and also I might drag you into way more trouble than you signed up for. Anyhow, the first part of the game is a long interactive tutorial, so we talk with Taunie, our bag gets stolen, we change the Pentium, and then it's time for our first big decision. The starter selection. I tried to take Pentium, but apparently that's not allowed. So, let's see. In my first playthrough of the game, I used Chikorita, so for this one, we'll go with them. We smoked the bag thief without a problem. And then it's time for the nicknaming. Meet Bacon, the Tepig, our first Pokemon. The game then eases us in with those classic early tutorial battles to get us used to the new battling system, which I like a lot by the way. I think it's fun for an RPG playthrough. So we use Bacon in these first couple of battles and he does great. A few tackles here, a number there, and he's already starting to feel like a reliable starter. No deaths so far. No scary moments yet, just a nice feeling of, okay, the run has officially begun. Once the game opens up a bit more, we head into Wild Zone 1. And this is where the Nuzlocke rules really kick in. Like I said earlier, I'm not just catching the first thing that runs into me. For this series, we are using a random encounter wheel for each Wild Zone. So I set up the wheel with the possible encounters for Wild Zone 1, hit spin, and our very first Wild Zone encounter is Fletchling. I like Fletchling, but we are doubling up on the fire type immediately, so that's a little rough. Fletchling is also the catch tutorial Pokemon, so we are forced to catch one anyway. But here he is, our Fletchling, Fried Egg. We go through the rest of this part of the tutorial, catching some mons who will get boxed for eternity. And then we meet Mabel to get the research quest going. Next up, the game might start to get a bit more intense. It's our first ZA Royale. This is one of the new big features in Legends ZA. And it's a fun one, I think. The ZA Royale format is fast and chaotic. And even if the levels are still pretty low at this stage, any multi-battle or special format in a Nuzlocke makes you sweat a little more. Luckily, the first ZA Royale is part of the tutorial still, and so we breeze through it. We go through the first ZA Royale without losing anyone. Bacon and Fried Egg absolutely pull their weight. But the game's not done yet. After we collect enough points, we have our first challenger match, and we have to take on Zach. This is our first proper big battle of the run, and it feels less like a random trainer and more like a real checkpoint. We prepare as best as we can by using the EXP candies we found and giving Bacon a citrus berry to hold. This first battle might be scarier than you think. If you remember his team, you know our two Pokemon don't match up too great. If it goes wrong here, the whole run can collapse before it even starts. Here we go. We lead with Fried Egg against his Slowpoke and try to whittle him down as well as we can. It takes a bit, and once Friday starts to get low and Slowpoke is in range, we switch into Bacon. And with a rollout and an Ember, we take down Slowpoke. The water Pokemon is down. That's a relief for our two fire boys. Next, Pidgey comes in. This one is not too difficult. Rollout is just shy of taking it out, so one more Ember and that does it. And last, this is Ace, Pikachu. We can never switch into Fried Egg here, since one electric move will be the end of him, so it's all up to Bacon. Luckily, with the combo of Tail Whip and then into Rollout, we get Pikachu very low, and thus one Ember is enough to finish the battle. Rank up secured. We beat the Z Eternal without any deaths. After the ZA Royale and the battle with Zack, we retreat to the hotel and Taunie whips up her famous curry crescent dish, which low-key looks kinda good. The tutorial continues afterwards and opens the door to Wild Zone 2, which means one thing: new zone, new encounter, and a new spin of the wheel. We load up the encounter wheel and put on all the Wild Zone 2 encounters, hit spin, and see where fate wants to lead this run. The wheel spins and lands on Patrat. Now, Patrat is definitely not the most glamorous pick in the world, but hey, a new teammate is a new teammate. We hunt down our Patrat in Wild Zone 2, manage to catch it, and welcome it to the squad. And because we are already deep into food and kitchen names, here's our new pet rat, Ratatouille. We start exploring the city a bit, snagging items and smashing crystals, but the tutorial keeps us from straying off the path, so we meet up with Taunie at the Nouveau Cafe, with two baristas who have no familiar look to them whatsoever. The logo, the color scheme, nah, doesn't ring a bell. Anyhow, we follow Taunie and end up at a crowd in front of Wild Zone 3. It's the Fist of Justice, who are preaching their ideals. And then Taunie whispers something to me, and before I know it, I'm thrown into battle. Fried Egg matches up pretty good against Mach with Growl, then goes for some packs and Quick Attack. But Fried Egg was taking some heavy damage, so it's time for Tepic to step in. Bacon comes in and cleans up. Then Mad Type comes out, but slowly and steadily, Bacon whittles it down until it faints. They then praise my superior battling and leave. So that leaves us with our next encounter. Time for another wheel spin. We put the Wild Zone 3 encounters on the wheel, spin it, and it lands on Pikachu. We find one, catch one easily, and name it Cuckoo. Welcome to the team. We then continue exploring the city a little bit and swing by the Liquor Bureau to visit Emma and catch her straight up snoozing on a job. She then wakes up, pretends that totally didn't happen, and then immediately sends us off on a little quest marathon. First stop, Wild Zone 4. An elderly lady flags us down and tells us she lost her ring somewhere out in the wilds. And look, I'm all for helping people, but this is a Nuzlocke. If we're going into a new Wild Zone, we're getting an encounter out of it. So before we go ring hunting, we spin the Wild Zone 4 encounter wheel, and it's Spewpa. Okay, not really the one I was hoping for, but ah well, a new member nevertheless. We track down our Spewpa in the grass, and this thing does not want to join the squad. It makes us really work for it. But eventually, the Pokeball clicks and Spewpa is caught. In honor of our ongoing food team, we nickname him Pancake. Because he's small, sort around, and will hopefully one day flip into something stronger. With Pancake safely added to the team, we go deal with the actual job we came in for. The old lady's missing ring. Turns out it's being guarded by a Sableye, because of course it is. I would have loved for us to add him to the squad, but alas, beat him I must. We jump into battle, play it carefully, no one's dying over a ring today, and take down the Sableye. Ring recovered, old lady happy, quest complete. Next up, we meet a woman who really wants a Pikachu, so she can evolve it into Raichu. In return, she's offering a Heracross. And not just any Heracross, but Boys the Heracross. So we head out, catch the Pikachu she's asking for, and make a trip. Goodbye little electric mouse, and hello absolute unit. Welcome to the squad, boys. On our way to the next area, we spot something between the trash cans. A wild Trubbish is just hanging out. And yeah, I didn't think of this beforehand, but there are Pokemon outside of the wild areas. And a new area means a new encounter, so I guess this is ours for this area. We catch a Trubbish and nickname it Leftovers. I think that's fitting. Is it the prettiest Pokemon on the team? No. But is it cute when hopping around behind us? Absolutely. Welcome to the team, Leftovers. Before we tackle the final quest on Emma's list, we take some time to train up the team. Pancake is sent to the box, with Boys and Leftovers on the starting lineup for now. We want everyone at a safe level before doing anything risky, especially because our last job is to deal with an Alpha Bumblebee. In preparation, we evolve our Tepig. Bacon the Tepig is now Bacon the Pig. Now on to the last quest. I remembered this fight being kind of scary. The big red-eyed Alpha, boosted stats, early game Nuzlocke pressure, the whole package. So we go and prepare for a rough battle, and then it kind of just falls over. Yeah, we shred through the Alpha Bumblebee without breaking a sweat. Still, I'm not complaining. With all the errands done, we head back to Emma. She's still there talking with Taunie, and when we arrive she starts telling us about one of the biggest mechanics in Kalos, Mega Evolution. She explains how certain Pokemon can tap into this extra power during battle, becoming even stronger for a short time. And just when it sounds like she's about to give us a lecture, she stops and goes, actually, let's battle instead. So here we go. Emma versus us. Nuzlocke rules still in full effect. She leads with a Marie, and we manage to take it down without too much trouble. A nice early confidence boost, and that was it. She just used Marie up against us. But Emma does really know about Mega Evolution. She shows us her Ampharos and Mega Evolves it. It's pretty cool. It's starting to get dark, so we roam the city a little bit, waiting for the sun to set. We find the Wildflower baby, catch it, and welcome to the squad. Welcome, Blueberry. Then, when night falls, it's time for the next ZA Royale. A real one this time. We go through the battle zone, collecting cards, and knocking out trainers one by one. No close calls, and we decide to go past the points we need for the challenger ticket to earn ourselves some extra money. At the end, we defeated 16 trainers and earned ourselves a pretty penny. Now it's time for our rank up match. We track down Yvon and challenge her. Here we go. She leads Spritzy as I lead Leftovers. I set up some toxic spies on the field and then start doing some damage with rollout. But at some point I get impatient, so we swap out Leftovers and in comes Fried Egg or Fletchinder. Yeah, he evolved during the ZA Royale. Fried Egg makes light work of our Spritzy using Wing Attack. Yvon brings in Swirlix, but nothing our Fried Egg can't handle. Combination of some Wing Attacks and Embers does the job. In comes her ace, Pancake's big sister, Vivillon. It sets up Reflect as we go for Wing Attack, which does a solid chunk. She hits us with Gust, but we tank it, and with an Ember, Quick Attack, and then Wing Attack, it was bye-bye, and we win. Rank up secured. We are officially a rank W trainer now. And with that W, we end this first episode. No deaths yet, but the training wheels are about to come off. In the next episode, we will really start to see how dangerous the city can be for a Nuzlocke team, and whether our breakfast squad is actually built to survive long term. If you want to follow the full journey of Bacon, Fried Egg, Ratatouille and the rest of our squad, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in episode 2. Bye!